All right, thank you, Ethan. Let's get you to the WFBI team now. A local watchdog is calling for some big changes in the way judges are elected or selected.
It comes after state investigators found that 2 judges in Baton Rouge violated the canons that govern their conduct. This involves 2 different judges that we first told you about last week. Judge Tiffany Foxworth Roberts and Judge Ebony Johnson Rose both work out of the same building in Baton Rouge. Chief Investigator Chris Nakamoto explains why these problems also raise questions about the integrity of the justice system. Chris.
Good evening, Liz and Greg. The I-Team found at least 30 states use some form of merit-based appointment when it comes to selecting judges, instead of being elected by the people. However, Louisiana relies on judges raising money and participating in the election process. Tonight, corruption watchdogs say Louisiana's method opens the door for some who are unqualified to administer justice. In a 2-week time frame, the WAFBI team first to report problems with 2 different judges that both work out of the 19th Judicial District Courthouse. Last week, we showed you the Office of Special Counsel that investigates allegations of judicial misconduct found Judge Tiffany Foxworth Roberts' conduct before she was elected to the bench was so egregious they suggested she should be removed from her position, including allegedly embellishing her military record and not being forthcoming to investigators about her reported theft of a diamond ring. The week before that, Judge Ebony Johnson Rose received a 2-month suspension and was forced to pay an $11,000 fine to cover the costs of an investigation, which determined she botched several cases while presiding over them.
These were 2 rookie judges in Baton Rouge, and Judge Johnson Rose was just sanctioned by the Supreme Court as she was elected in 2020 and assumed the bench. She immediately began to violate the judicial canons by her incompetence and misinterpretation of the law.
Raphael Goyeneche is the president of the Metropolitan Crime Commission and an outspoken critic against corruption. He believes it's time for Louisiana to start following more than 30 other states with the way judges are selected to administer justice.
That's not a good look for the elective process for judges.
More than half of the states in America follow a merit-based system for judicial selection, which ultimately includes having the governor or other appointing authorities in those states putting them on the bench. The case with Judge Foxworth Roberts is pending, and she'll go before the Judiciary Commission later this month. Johnson Rose's discipline came after a number of WAFBI team reports into the judge's questionable handling of cases in her court. One of those included using a racial slur to imply District Attorney Hiller Moore's office unfairly targeted black defendants in Baton Rouge. Moore told us this 1 year ago.
Damn near close to being called a racist, which is really pisses me off. The more troubling question is, what is the future based on her statements of how she perceives the office and what we would like to do or what we are doing to a particular group of people. That one is more troubling than just one case.
Tonight, we know her future includes coming back to the bench after taking what some justices say amounted to a paid vacation. Only 2 of her 6 months suspended were unpaid.
When they see and hear of an official that has been removed from office or suspended for misconduct and they continue to collect a salary for doing nothing, it is galling to the general public.
As Johnson Rose begins to serve her probation and another judge gets ready to face the Judiciary Commission over allegations of misconduct before she was elected, Goyeneche believes the time for change is now.
I think the people of Louisiana deserve better. You have over 30 other states that have opted out of the elective process and have adopted a merit selection. No state that has turned their back on elective judges and instituted merit selection has ever switched back to the elective process again.
Judge Johnson Rose admitted to her mistakes according to the disciplinary findings. We reached out to her today, but we did not hear back. We also reached out to Foxworth Roberts. However, there are rules preventing judges from talking about pending cases. For the WAFBI team, I'm Chris Nakamoto. Greg, Liz?
All right, Chris, many thanks.